All right, after trail days, after weather, we are so freaking back on trail. And we're in this weird section of Virginia where climb up onto the ridge, big old climbs up to ridges, and then you follow the ridge for a while. And then instead of doing the logical thing, which would be following the ridge till it goes down, you just kind of dump off at a certain point and then immediately climb up the next ridge, wash, rinse, repeat. So right now we are climbing up to the first ridge. Let's get it. Tell you, man, the green tunnel starts to wear on you after a while. All day, it's just been dense woods, small field. Dense woods, small field. The trail isn't even hard or anything, but God, it's just like white noise after a while. But just in time, there's a view to bring back my sanity a little bit. Nice. Oh my God, another thing to brighten the mood a little bit. Hey, buddy. I'm gonna step around you. And we're good. Nice. I just startled the hell out of a bear. He ran away, but I think I might be able to see him still. Yeah, there he is. Hey, buddy. Keep your distance, please. Yeah, he was laying like right here. And there's the trail. People were warning me about this section because of all the rocks. But honestly, I really like this stuff. Keeps the hiking interesting. Anything to switch up the thud, 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 thud all day. So finally beginning the mega descent off of the ridge. Literally the whole day was going up the ridge, walking along the whole ridge, and then getting to the bottom of the ridge. And it will end up being a 19-mile day. And on a side note, I was just cruising so good down this hill, not paying attention. A turkey started flying, like where that tree is from me right now, and it scared the shit out of me. Obviously, I'm from Massachusetts. They're all over the place there, but we never see them fly, or we never see them take off. Up there, they're like totally fearless. They don't care about walking into the middle of the road. They don't fly, let alone just a person walking by. If a person walks by, they probably get bit. These ones down here, they fly. And boy, is it a jump scare. So this is interesting. Currently standing at the intersection of two different long trails. Obviously the AT's there, but this isn't even an intersection. This is the southern terminus of the Allegheny Trail. It's 330 miles long. Starts here and goes to the Mason-Dixon line. Cool. So we had an interesting campsite last night at what can only be described as a public park. It worked. Today we got 4,000 feet of elevation gain over just like 2 climbs. So that'll be fun. Alright, future sketchbook here. It is at this point that I got a really, really bad injury. And I recorded the explanation for it, but it doesn't really make sense to put in here, so I'm going to explain in a little bit. But just know that there's a gap right here because I got a really bad injury. On with the show. Scrambled around a little bit on this absolutely sick rock, did some traversing, and now we're gonna keep moving. Perfect hiking day. All right, we're about 5 miles in. Knee is feeling okay, although it does feel distinctly worse on the downhills. I think because that involves sometimes fully straightening the leg. But thankfully, we're pretty much done with the downhill for the day. So, should be smooth sailing. Just a big ol' frickin' climb up to McAfee Knob. After maybe bumming a soda off of a day hiker. So we are taking a break at the McAfee Knob parking lot. Thank you so much to Katie in a blue SUV for the ice water.
Just dogs people.
That hit the spot. Climbing up to McAfee. I gotta say, there's a lot of people, but not quite as many as I was expecting. Unless they're all waiting for us at the top. Oh no. I guess we'll see. Oh yeah, that's McAfee, all right. That one's only going to Mom. Gotta say, this is one of those views that absolutely lived up to the hype. Hell yeah. McAfee Knob was so sick. There were a lot of people up there. First day of Memorial Day weekend. What are you gonna do? Couldn't even ruin it though. It was so awesome. So every section of trail has its themes. The theme for the Triple Crown area, sick rocks and beautiful views. Gotta love it. Unbelievable. Cool, 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 cool. Coming up here?
Yeah, they're just right here.
Tinker Cliffs is amazing. The Triple Crown is amazing. And I'm on fucking 8 ibuprofen. Inflammation? Never met her!
No.
That is the biggest snake I have ever seen in person. Someone leave a comment, tell me what kind of snake this is. It's about... Wow!
I thought it was a hose.
You thought it was a hose?
What is a hose doing in the woods?
Oh my god.
I'm looking for a snack. Let's put the
Go
hose
to the
in.
shelter to find the mice.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, that is easily the biggest snake I've ever seen in my life. In person. Or in the wild.
I saw its scales glisten and went, nope.
Oh my god.
It's a big fucking.
Wow, this isn't even a marked viewpoint. Well, it is, but it's not like a named thing. The Triple Crown area just has that much of this. It's a totally different view because we came from over there on the other side. Other little guy. Enjoying the sun? Bet you are. More amazing rocks. Top 5 favorite sections for sure. Easy. More power lines. An especially pretty one though. So that's nice. And then we just popped out here. Very strange scene, man. Very strange. Well, this is the scariest road crossing by far. Literally coming right off the highway. God, man. It's the most dangerous part of trail, I swear. So, at this point, I had what I thought was a trail-ending injury. I guess potentially still could be, but we'll get to that later. Just walking along these rocks, and I stepped in some mud. It made my shoe wet. Normally I'm so confident on the rocks, just like hop to hop, 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 rock to rock to rock. This time I got a little cocky, I guess, and so rock slanted away from me off to the side. My foot landed on it, and it just kind of shot out from under me, and it felt like I hyperextended my knee. So we got picked up at the next gap. I had to hobble for like half a mile, something, maybe a mile. Sorry about that. Someone's dogs got loose next to the shelter I'm staying at. So I got picked up at the next gap, and definitely couldn't walk out. It was a bad hobble, and so I had to skip some miles, and unfortunately within those miles was Dragon's Tooth, so that really sucks because I was looking forward to that. Then so we stayed at Four Pines Hostel for night, and saw a good weather window for McAfee Knob and Tinker Cliff, so we were like, screw it, let's go for it. And I was in pain all day. That was my biggest mistake, not listening to my body like I should have, and only giving myself like 24 hours before getting back on it. So we did we did 2 days, 1 night through the rest of the Triple Crown. One of those included a 15, and at the end of that 15, boy, my knee was not doing good. So I took a 0 in Daleville, and I woke up after that 0, and it felt, a little better, but it felt about how it did when we took off and did the rest of the Triple Crown. So in other words, I wasn't ready then, and I didn't want to push it now. So I didn't want to lose U-Haul and Mantis, so made the very hard decision to just go to the next town, Glasgow. Got a ride there, and now I'm just gonna sit here for a few days and wait for them to show up. So I'm staying at the shelter in Glasgow, Virginia, which is in like the middle of town. It's free to stay here. That was my thinking for why I did this. If it doesn't feel better at the end of these days, I'm done. I don't know the alternative, so won't be recording a bunch. but I'll keep you guys updated. Alrighty, back on trail. See how the knee holds up. Took a few days to let it get better. And yeah, now we're here. And we're starting the day with a mega 3 mile, 2,000 feet of gain uphill. So, baptism by fire. Like usual on the AT. It's classic. Did someone say ticks? Because I sure didn't, but boy, the trail is probably throwing them at me right now. Almost there. Yes, so many ticks. Give me all the ticks. We started at shin high grass. Now we are at thigh high grass. Excellent. So you see that haze out there? Kind of covering everything up. Can't even see the blue of the sky because it's so hazy. That's actually because the Canadian wildfire smoke has made a return. And that's going to happen all week. And then next week, the dust and sand from the Sahara crossing the Atlantic is going to hit. So we got a couple weeks of hazy views. There are worse things though. Man, I love when this happens. Sometimes you'll just be walking through the woods all day, just like totally nondescript woods, like deep in the green tunnel. And then you start seeing day hikers all over the place. You're like, huh, wonder where they're going to, wonder where they're coming from. And that's when you pop out of the green tunnel and you see some amazing stuff like this. It's like, ah, that's why they're all up here. Good choice, everybody. I would do the same if I lived down here. This is absolutely fantastic. And back into the green tunnel we go. These flowers, whatever they are super pretty. This is a whole field of them, and most of them aren't blooming yet. So I bet in like a week, this will be awesome. As of right now, just another contributor to the green tunnel, man. And this is why you always make sure your fire is completely out. Because we walked over and all we saw were a bunch of ashes, but we were still able to get this fire going. All we had to do was add sticks and blow on the embers that were just directly underneath the ashes. Good morning, everybody. Got pretty cold last night. Got down to 44 degrees, and it's June. Oops, dropped something. Yeah, I got down to 44 degrees, and it's June. Got a little chilly, but just fixed my quilt a little bit, made some adjustments, and I was good. Today is going to be the real first test for how my knee's doing, because we're doing 16, and the last part is just a mega downhill. That's definitely when my knee has been hurting a lot more. So I'll keep you updated. Now, I have seen some crazy trees out here, but look at this one. It's like a slinky. Cool. Yes, more ticks. More ticks. Give them all. My thighs are bared for you, ticks. Oh, it's getting even taller. Ah! It's so bad, dude. Why is this section like this? so nice up here. Yes. Ugh. Some of them have little arms and legs. That one's almost just like a
Big frog with a tail.
That is so many freaking tadpoles.
There's
What?
so many.
Dude, what a brave frog.
Right?
This is where you have your children?
I'm surprised there aren't birds all over this.
Oh my god. Oh no, hide, little guys. And the other cool thing is, that was Spy Rock back there. That wasn't even the highlight of the day. Today is the day we go over the Priest. And I know nothing about it except there's a shelter near the top. And in the shelter logbook, people anonymously confess their trail sins. And I guess it gets pretty horrific. Yeah. Oh, Mantis is not going to be happy about this one. The Priest kicked our ass. In my opinion, it was worth it. These views come with fun scrambles. Goodbye, the Priest in the Priest Wilderness. You were very hard, but beautiful. And now we are moving on to what everyone calls the hardest climb in Virginia. It's called Three Ridges. There's two ways to do it. We're doing the steeper, more direct route, because if it's steeper and more direct, that means it's shorter. Let's see how that goes. Sick owl just landed right on that branch. Let me see if I can zoom. Oh yeah. Wow. Look at you. You are pretty. Hey, but whoa. They're also kind of creepy though. So far, this trail is awesome. I feel like I'm hiking back at the trails I know in New Hampshire. Like, believe it or not, hang on. That is the trail. It's rocks, wet rocks. It's so steep. But it's a blast. Let's go. This trail is so beautiful. Honestly, the Virginia blues were kicking in for me pretty hard, but this is so nice. Hey, buddy. Soaking up some rays. You're very pretty. Very pretty. I'm on like the verge of tears over here. This whole trail is from waterfall to swimming hole to waterfall to swimming hole. This is so beautiful, and I can't believe it's a Blue Blaze, aka not the official trail. It's crazy, man. So, we made it to the top, we made it to Reed's Gap, and then we hitchhiked down to the Devil's Backbone Brew Pub, and that was for food, and they offer free tenting here. How sweet is that? So we're going to set up in the campground once the sun goes down a little bit more, because the idea of setting up my tent in a hot field right now is just like, no thanks. Yeah, and then we leave tomorrow. We hitchhike back to trail and do 16 into Waynesboro. Oh yeah. Also, I forgot to mention that few days ago, I left my one eating utensil somewhere. It's gone. But Devil's Backbone Brewpub hooked it up. This is my one utensil now. Hopefully it doesn't break.
So today's off to a rough start already. I went to go pee in the middle of the night and went to close my tent zipper, and the zipper broke. So it was just kind of hanging open all night. And I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about that. Hopefully it's repairable, because I don't know the alternative.
So the trail for the next 15 miles hugs the Blue Ridge Parkway. Like, they go right next to each other. The trail even crosses it like 6 times or whatever. And we have opted to walk the Blue Ridge Parkway instead. Same miles and everything. But we're doing that because if we were doing the trail, we'd be in there seeing nothing but trees and green. But walking the Blue Ridge Parkway, you get views, baby. Free views, easy views, the whole time. So we definitely made the right decision, and I highly recommend it to all future thru hikers. And lay it back in there. I did not expect the crux of the day to be the ticks. There's all this tall grass right on the side of the road, and it's just like the lightest brush. Poor U-Haul has pulled off how many?
At least 12.
At least 20.
At least 20 ticks today. Mantis has got a couple. I've had a couple. I don't know why. So happy I picked up this hands-free umbrella from Trailways. It is so hot on this blacktop. Oh my god.
You're in Philly and it's got a red and yellow sign.
I don't know if this will come through on camera, but we are just now, as we're walking around Waynesboro, realizing how hazy that Canadian wildfire smoke is making it. Yuck. Wow. That is the reddest sun